Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another effective episode here at the channel that helps you learn English and improve your life step by step. I'm really happy to have you here today, whether you are walking, working, relaxing, or studying. Thank you for spending this time with me. You're doing a great job by listening to English, and I'm here to help you grow. So, let's enjoy this journey together. Today's topic is a very interesting and important one. We are going to talk about the difference between a rich mindset and a poor mindset. This topic is not only about money, it is about how we think, how we make choices, and how we look at life. Your mindset can shape your future, your career, your success, and even your happiness. You may be thinking, what does mindset mean? Don't worry, I will explain everything in a very easy way. This episode is designed for English learners like you, especially if you are at the B1 level. I'll speak slowly and use simple words so you can understand and learn new things easily. So, what will you learn in this episode? You will learn what a mindset is. You will understand the difference between a rich mindset and a poor mindset. You will hear about two very famous books that talk about this topic. And you will learn how to start changing your own mindset to live a better life. The two books that inspired this episode are Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This book shares the lessons the author learned from two important men in his life. His real dad, the poor dad, and his friend's father, the rich dad. Each dad had very different ideas about money, education, and success. The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This book teaches us that how we think about money is more important than how much we know. It shows how people's actions, beliefs, and habits with money are often emotional, not logical. In this episode, I will not give a full summary of the books. Instead, I will take the most useful ideas from both books and explain them in a way that's simple, clear, and helpful for you. So, are you ready to open your mind and learn something that can truly change your life? Let's begin this journey to understand the rich mindset versus the poor mindset, and how your thoughts can shape your future. What is a mindset? Let's begin by understanding a very important word: mindset. What does mindset mean? In simple words, mindset is the way you think. It is your attitude. It is how you look at the world, how you see yourself, and how you understand problems and opportunities. Your mindset is like a pair of glasses. If your glasses are clean, you can see clearly. If they are dirty, everything looks blurry. In the same way, if your mindset is positive and strong, you see the world with hope, courage, and new ideas. But if your mindset is negative or limited, you see problems everywhere, and it becomes harder to grow and succeed. Let's take an example. Imagine two people face the same problem. One person thinks, "This is too hard. I can't do it. I'm not smart enough." The other person thinks, "This is difficult, but I can learn. I can try new ways. I will not give up." The problem is the same, but the way they think is very different. That difference is mindset. The first person has a fixed mindset. They believe they cannot change or grow. The second person has a growth mindset. They believe they can learn, improve, and become better. And guess what? The person with the growth mindset usually succeeds because they keep learning and trying. Your mindset affects everything in your life. It affects how you study, how you work, how you talk to others, and how you feel about yourself. Most importantly, it affects the decisions you make every day, and these small decisions shape your future. Now let's talk about mindset and money. Many people believe that money is just about working hard and saving. But that is only one part of the story. What we often forget is that our mindset about money is even more important. If you believe that money is bad, or rich people are greedy, or you will never be rich because your family is poor, then these thoughts can block your success. You may work hard, but your mind will stop you from growing. On the other hand, if you believe that money is a tool, if you believe you can learn about money, and if you think that being rich can help you live freely and help others, then you open the door to opportunity. This is the rich mindset. It's not about how much money you have today. It's about how you think, learn, and grow with money. A person with a rich mindset looks for new ways to earn, save, and invest. They don't just work for money. They learn how to make money work for them. So, mindset is not a small thing. It is everything. The way you think can make you feel stuck, or it can help you move forward. It can keep you poor in your thinking, or it can make you rich in ideas, actions, and results. That is why, before we talk about how to make more money or become successful, we must first look at how we think. Because your mind is the real key. Change your mindset, and your life will start to change too. What is a rich mindset? Now that we understand what a mindset is, let's talk about the rich mindset. A rich mindset is not just about having a lot of money. It is more about how you think about money, learning, and life. A person with a rich mindset believes in growth, learning, and taking control of their future. They don't wait for good things to happen. They make good things happen by taking smart actions and learning from every experience. One of the first beliefs of a rich mindset is, I can learn and grow. People with a rich mindset don't believe that they are stuck or limited. If they don't know something, they try to learn it. If they fail, they see it as a lesson, not a final result. For example, imagine someone who doesn't know how to invest money. A poor mindset might say, it's too hard. I'm not smart enough to understand money. But a rich mindset says, I don't know it yet, but I can learn step by step. I can read books, listen to podcasts, or ask someone who knows. This simple belief opens the door to growth and success. The second big belief is, I am responsible for my life. People with a rich mindset do not blame others for their problems. They don't say, I'm poor because my parents were poor, or I can't succeed because the world is unfair. Instead, they say, my past does not control my future. I can change my life by changing my choices. This belief is very powerful. It means they take control of their time, their learning, and their actions. Even if life is difficult, they believe they have the power to make it better. Another important idea of the rich mindset is, make money work for you. Most people work for money. They go to a job, get paid, and spend the money. But a rich mindset says, how can I use this money to create more money? They think about how to invest, how to start a small business, or how to use their skills to earn in smart ways. For example, instead of spending all their salary, they might save a part of it, learn how to invest, and use that money to grow more income. It's like planting a seed. If you take care of it, it grows into a tree that gives you fruit again and again. Let's take a simple example. Two friends earn the same money. One buys expensive clothes, eats out every day, and spends everything. The other friend saves some money, learns about online business, and starts selling something part-time. After 1 year, who is in a better place? Of course, the second one. Because of their mindset, they chose to learn, take responsibility, and use money wisely. That's the rich mindset in action. People with a rich mindset are not afraid to try new things. They know that risk is part of life, and they don't wait for the perfect time. They keep learning from books, mentors, or life experiences. They stay curious and open-minded. And most importantly, they believe in long-term thinking. They don't just think about today. They think about their future, 5, 10, or 20 years from now. So remember, being rich is not always about having a big house or a fancy car. It is first about how you think. When you believe in learning, when you take control of your life, and when you use money wisely, you already have the rich mindset. And with that mindset, success will slowly but surely come to you. What is a poor mindset? Now let's talk about the opposite of a rich mindset, the poor mindset. A poor mindset doesn't always mean someone is poor in money. It means a person thinks in ways that limit their growth, their learning, and their future success. A poor mindset keeps people stuck in the same place, even when they want a better life. It's not about how much money someone has today, but about the way they think. One of the most common beliefs in a poor mindset is fear and doubt. People with a poor mindset are often afraid to try new things. They say things like, "What if I fail?" Or, "What if people laugh at me?" Or, "I'm not smart enough." These fears stop them from learning, working hard, or trying something different. For example, if someone is scared to start a small business or to learn a new skill, they may never grow. They choose to stay in their comfort zone, and they miss many good chances in life. Another belief is blaming others. People with a poor mindset often say, "It's not my fault." They may blame their parents, their boss, their school, the government, or even the economy. They say things like, "I can't succeed because my life is hard," or "Rich people are just lucky." This thinking takes away their power. When we always blame others, we give up control. But people with a rich mindset say, "Yes, life is hard, but I will try. I will do my best." That thinking brings power and hope. The next big belief of a poor mindset is this: work only for money. This means people believe the only way to survive is to work harder and harder for money, but they never learn how to grow it. They don't think about saving, investing, or building new skills. They just wait for their salary and spend it. For example, someone may work 10 hours a day but never stop to ask, "Is there a smarter way to use my time and money?" A rich mindset asks that question. A poor mindset does not. Let's look at an easy example. Two people work at the same job and earn the same money. One uses their free time to watch TV, play games, and relax. The other uses some of that time to learn about business, take a free online course, or try a small project. After 1 year, the first person is still in the same place. The second person has new skills, maybe a side income, and more knowledge. The difference is not luck, it's mindset. A poor mindset also focuses too much on the short term. People want quick results. They want success without learning or trying. If something takes time, they give up. They say, "It's too hard," or "I'll never be rich." But the truth is, success always takes time, patience, and small steps. People with a poor mindset often lose before they even begin because they give up too early. Also, many people with a poor mindset think money is bad or rich people are greedy. This belief makes them feel guilty about wanting more. But money is just a tool. It can be used for good or bad. It depends on how you use it. If you have a good heart, more money can help you help others. A poor mindset doesn't see this. It sees money as something bad or dangerous. So, a poor mindset is full of fear, blame, doubt, and small thinking. It tells people to stay in the same place and not take risks. It stops them from learning and growing. But the good news is, we can change our mindset. It takes time, but step by step, we can move from poor thinking to rich thinking. And that is where real success begins. Lessons from the book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, let's talk about one of the most famous books about money and mindset. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This book has changed the way millions of people think about money. It's not just about how to get rich. It's about how to think differently. It teaches us that mindset is more important than money itself. The author, Robert, shares a story from his childhood. He had two father figures. One was his real dad, and the other was the father of his best friend. He calls them Poor Dad and Rich Dad. His real dad, the poor dad, was highly educated. He had a good job, worked hard, and believed in going to school to find a safe job. But he still struggled with money. He paid bills on time, but he never had enough. He told Robert things like, "We can't afford that," or "Go to school and get a good job." On the other hand, his best friend's father, the rich dad, didn't have a high education. But he was smart with money. He owned businesses, invested in real estate, and taught Robert how money works. He believed in learning about money and letting money work for you. He said things like, "How can we afford it?" Or, "Learn how to make money work for you, not work for money all your life." These two dads had very different ideas about money and life. One followed the traditional path: study hard, get a job, save money. The other believed in financial education, learning how to earn, invest, and grow money. That's the biggest message of the book. Mindset shapes your future. The poor dad had a poor mindset. He believed in safety, job security, and feared taking risks. He thought rich people were greedy and that money was hard to get. Because of these beliefs, he stayed in the same place financially all his life, even though he worked hard. The rich dad had a rich mindset. He believed in taking smart risks, learning by doing, and using time and money wisely. He taught Robert that it's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep and grow. He believed in building assets, things that bring you money, like a business or investment. One key lesson in the book is this: the poor and middle class work for money, but the rich make money work for them. What does that mean? Most people go to work, get paid, and then spend that money. Then they go back to work again. It's a cycle. But rich people find ways to earn even when they are not working. They invest in things that bring them income, like rental properties, businesses, or stocks. This is called passive income. A rich mindset looks for these opportunities. The book also teaches that schools don't teach us about money. We learn math, science, and language, but we don't learn how to manage our money or how to grow it. That's why financial education is so important. Rich Dad taught Robert that we must learn about money ourselves, by reading, asking questions, and trying things. Learning never stops. Another lesson is about fear and taking action. Many people are afraid of losing money or failing, so they never try anything new. But the rich dad believed that mistakes are part of learning. If you never try, you'll never grow. He said, "Don't be afraid of losing. Be afraid of never learning." The most powerful idea from the book is this: your thoughts and beliefs create your financial future. If you believe that you can learn, grow, and take control of your money, you are already on the path to success. But if you believe money is only for lucky or rich people, then it becomes harder to reach your goals. That's why changing your mindset is the first step. So, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is not just a story. It's a lesson in how the way we think can change our lives. The rich dad didn't just have more money. He had a different way of thinking. He believed in growth, in learning, and in action. And that's what helped him succeed. You don't need to be rich to start. You just need to start thinking like a rich person. Be curious, learn new things, take small steps, and don't be afraid to fail. That is the power of a rich mindset. And that is what this book helps us to understand. Lessons from the book. The Psychology of Money. Now let's look at another powerful book called The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This book is not about how to get rich fast. It is not about complicated investments or business strategies. Instead, it talks about something more important: how people think and feel about money. The main idea of this book is that success with money is not only about how smart you are, it's more about your behavior, how you act, what choices you make, and how you handle money over time. In the book, Morgan Housel explains that people often make money decisions with emotions, not logic. We spend, save, invest, and even borrow money based on how we feel. For example, some people feel afraid, so they never invest. Others feel pressure to spend money to impress others. Some people save money every month, while others use it all up quickly. The difference is not just knowledge, it's mindset, habits, and feelings. One of the most important lessons from the book is this: you don't need to be a genius to do well with money. You don't need to be perfect at math or have a high-paying job. What you need is patience, discipline, and good behavior. That means making smart choices again and again over time. For example, if someone saves a little money every month for many years, they may become wealthier than someone who earns more money but spends it all. The book also explains that every person has their own story about money. Some people grow up in rich families, others in poor ones. Some experience a big financial crisis, others never do. These life experiences change how people feel about money. So, two people can look at the same situation and make different choices. One may say, "It's safe to invest in stocks," while another says, "That's too risky." They are not wrong. They are just shaped by different experiences. Another powerful message from the book is this: money success is not about making one big smart move. It's about making many small good decisions over a long period. It's not about being lucky once, but about being careful and consistent. For example, many people think wealth comes from big risks or big ideas. But the truth is, wealth often comes from saving slowly, spending less than you earn, and letting your money grow over time. Morgan Housel also explains that behavior is more important than knowledge. You can read 100 finance books, but if you still spend too much or don't save anything, your knowledge doesn't help. On the other hand, someone with simple knowledge but good habits can go far. Let's take an example. Person A knows everything about investing, but is always emotional. Buys when the market is high and sells when it drops. Person B knows only a little, but invests every month calmly and doesn't panic. After many years, person B often ends up with better results. Why? Because of behavior. The book teaches us that humility and patience are more important than being right all the time. Many people try to beat the market or make fast money, but they lose because they are impatient. True success comes from staying calm and focused for many years. Small, smart steps are better than big, risky moves. Another idea is about luck and risk. Morgan says we should not judge others quickly. Someone may be rich because of luck, or poor because of bad luck, not because they are good or bad with money. So we must focus on our own journey and be kind to others. One more important lesson is save money not just for things, but for freedom. That means the real reason to save is not only to buy a house, a car, or clothes. It is to give yourself more choices in life. When you save money, you are buying time, peace, and freedom. You don't have to work a job you hate. You can take a break. You can help others. That is the true power of money. So, in simple words, the psychology of money shows us that being good with money is more about your mindset and habits than about being smart or lucky. It teaches us to be patient, to save, to avoid comparing ourselves with others, and to focus on long-term goals. The book reminds us that money is not just numbers, it's emotional, personal, and very human. This book helps us understand that we don't need more money to feel rich. We need better thinking. And when we learn to control our money behavior, we start to feel more confident, more free, and more in control of our life. Rich versus poor. Mindset. Let's talk about something really important: the difference between a rich mindset and a poor mindset. This doesn't mean how much money someone has. A rich person can have a poor mindset, and a poor person can have a rich mindset. It's not about the money in your pocket. It's about the thoughts in your head. The way we think every day shapes our future. That's why it's important to learn the difference and start building a rich mindset, no matter where we come from. People with a rich mindset believe in growth, learning, and responsibility. They think, I can learn anything if I try. I can change my life if I work hard and make smart choices. But a poor mindset often says, this is just the way I am. I can't change. Life is unfair. The rich mindset looks for solutions, while the poor mindset only sees problems. For example, imagine two people lose their jobs. One says, this is a disaster. I'm so unlucky. Life is always against me. The other says, okay, this is hard, but what can I learn? Maybe this is a chance to grow, find a better job, or start something new. The first one stays stuck. The second one moves forward. That's the power of mindset. Another big difference is how each mindset sees money and time. A rich mindset thinks about the long term. They save, invest, and wait. They believe small actions every day can create big results later. A poor mindset often wants everything now. They think short term. They may spend all their money today and worry about tomorrow later. For example, a rich mindset says, if I save and invest this $100 every month, it can grow into thousands. A poor mindset says, it's just $100. Let me buy something fun. One is building the future. The other is spending the future. Let's also talk about education and learning. A rich mindset never stops learning. Even after school, they read, listen to podcasts, ask questions, and grow. They know that knowledge is power. A poor mindset often says, I'm done with learning. School is over. I already know enough. But in truth, learning is like food. You need it every day. Rich-minded people learn from mistakes. Poor-minded people fear failure and stop trying. Failure is another big difference. People with a rich mindset don't like to fail, but they know it's part of life. When they fall, they get up, learn, and keep going. They say, "I failed, but now I understand more." People with a poor mindset often stop after one failure. They say, "I failed. That means I'm not good enough." They give up too early. Now, let's look at how each mindset sees work and success. A rich mindset sees hard work as a path to success. They believe that effort leads to rewards. They say, "If I work hard today, my life will be better tomorrow." But a poor mindset often wants easy success. They say, "Why work so hard? It won't change anything." They wait for luck instead of building success with their own hands. Another difference is in how people see others' success. A rich mindset celebrates when someone else wins. They say, "If they can do it, maybe I can too." They get inspired. A poor mindset feels jealous. They say, "Why them? Life is unfair." Instead of learning from others, they get angry or sad. But the truth is, when we admire and learn from successful people, we grow faster. Also, people with a rich mindset take responsibility. They don't blame the government, their parents, or the economy. Even when things go wrong, they say, "What can I do to fix this? How can I improve?" But the poor mindset always finds someone else to blame. They say, "It's not my fault. I can't do anything." That way, they stay stuck because they believe they have no power. Let's not forget about habits. A rich mindset creates healthy habits. Waking up early, reading, saving money, exercising, and planning the day. These small habits create big results. A poor mindset often lives without structure, sleeping late, wasting time on social media, spending without thinking. These small actions also create big results, but not good ones. So now, you can see, the rich mindset is about hope, discipline, growth, and action. The poor mindset is about fear, blame, doubt, and waiting. And remember, this is not about rich people or poor people. This is about a way of thinking, a mindset you can choose today. You don't need money to build a rich mindset. You just need to change the way you think, speak, and act. If we start thinking with a rich mindset, even if we have nothing, we can create something. We can grow, improve, and build a better life. And if we keep a poor mindset, even if we win the lottery, we may lose it all. Because our thinking controls our actions, and our actions shape our future. So today, choose growth. Choose discipline. Choose to take control. Start thinking like someone who is building their best life. Because that is how a rich mindset begins. How to develop a rich mindset. Step-by-step tips. Developing a rich mindset is something anyone can do. It doesn't matter where you come from or how much money you have. A rich mindset starts with your thoughts, your attitude, and the small decisions you make every day. You don't have to change everything at once. You just need to begin. In this section, we'll look at how to develop a rich mindset step by step, in simple ways that anyone can follow and understand. The first and most powerful step is to learn new things every day. People with a rich mindset never stop learning. They understand that knowledge can change their life. You don't have to go to university or pay for expensive courses. You can read books, listen to podcasts, watch helpful videos, or even talk to people who know more than you. Learning doesn't have to be big or complicated. For example, reading 10 pages of a book every day can teach you 3,650 pages of knowledge in 1 year. That's the power of small steps. Rich-minded people are always curious. They ask questions like, "How does this work?" Or, "What can I learn from this situation?" Instead of being afraid of what they don't know, they get excited to discover more. Another key step is to save and invest money wisely. People with a rich mindset understand that money is a tool, not just for spending, but for building a better future. When they earn money, they don't use it all. They save some and invest some. Saving money gives you peace of mind, and investing helps your money grow over time. It's like planting seeds that will become trees one day. Even if you can only save a little, like $1 a day, over time, it builds a habit. That habit becomes powerful. Rich-minded people think, "How can I make my money work for me?" instead of, "What can I buy with this?" They know that every coin counts, and discipline with money today leads to freedom tomorrow. Now let's talk about taking small risks. People with a rich mindset don't avoid risk. They learn to take smart, small risks. They know that success comes with action and courage. But they don't jump without thinking. Instead, they take small steps. For example, if someone wants to start a business, they don't quit their job right away. They begin with a side project, learn what works, and grow slowly. If it fails, they learn from it. If it succeeds, they build on it. Rich-minded people understand that failure is not the end. It's part of the journey. They take risks not because they are not afraid, but because they know fear should not stop them. Every time they try something new, they grow stronger. A rich mindset also means having a strong focus on growth. This means believing that you can get better at anything with effort and time. For example, if you are bad at speaking English today, you can improve by practicing, listening, and learning. A poor mindset says, "I can't do it." A rich mindset says, "I can't do it yet, but I'm learning." This small difference changes everything. Growth-minded people don't compare themselves to others. Instead, they compare themselves to their past self and ask, "Am I better than I was yesterday?" If the answer is yes, they feel proud and keep going. This type of focus helps them grow step by step, without giving up. Another important part of a rich mindset is positive thinking. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to believe that things can improve. Life is full of ups and downs. A rich-minded person learns to say, "This is hard, but I will find a way." They replace negative thoughts like, "I'm not smart," with positive ones like, "I'm still learning." This kind of thinking gives them energy and hope. Positive thoughts lead to positive actions. They also help people stay calm and strong, even during difficult times. Positive thinking is like a light in a dark room. It helps you see clearly and move forward. To build a rich mindset, start with small actions. Read something new today. Save €1 or $1. Take a tiny risk by doing something you've never done before. Tell yourself, "I'm growing every day." These small steps might feel slow, but they are powerful. Over time, they change how you think, feel, and act. And as your mindset grows, your life begins to change. You become more confident, more hopeful, and more focused on your future. That is the heart of a rich mindset. Remember, no one is born with a rich mindset. It's something we build every day, one thought, one habit, and one choice at a time. And if you keep going, your mindset will become your greatest strength. Now let me share a relevant story that you might like it. There was once a young man named Daniel. He lived in a small town where life was slow and opportunities were few. Daniel worked in a local grocery store, carrying boxes, arranging shelves, and cleaning floors. Every day was the same. He would wake up early, go to work, return home tired, and watch TV until bedtime. In his heart, Daniel had dreams. He wanted to do something bigger with his life, maybe start a business or travel the world. But every time he thought about it, a voice inside him said, "You're not smart enough. You're not lucky. People like you never succeed." So he stayed in his comfort zone. He thought he wasn't good enough to change. One evening, after a long day at work, Daniel was scrolling through his phone and came across a short video. It was about a man who used to be poor, just like him, but changed his life by changing his mindset. The man said something that stuck in Daniel's mind. "You don't need money to start. You need a new mindset." Daniel paused the video and thought about it. No one had ever told him that his thoughts were important. He always believed that life was just about luck. But now he started to wonder, what if my thinking is the real problem? From that day, Daniel decided to try something new. He began waking up 30 minutes earlier each morning to read a book. He didn't have many books, so he borrowed one from a friend. It was a simple book about personal growth. He read one chapter a day. The more he read, the more he started to believe in himself. He began to ask questions like, "What skills do I have?" And "What can I do today that will help me tomorrow?" At work, instead of just doing what he was told, Daniel started paying attention to how the store worked. He noticed what customers liked, how products were arranged, and how the manager made decisions. He even began talking to the manager about ideas to improve sales. At first, the manager was surprised, but he appreciated Daniel's interest and energy. Slowly, Daniel became more confident. He wasn't just an employee anymore. He was thinking like a leader. 1 year later, Daniel opened a small food stand with the help of a loan from a local program for young entrepreneurs. It wasn't a big business, but it was his. He used everything he had learned at the store to make it run well. His stand became popular in the town because he treated his customers with care and offered fresh food at fair prices. People started to respect him. Friends and neighbors came to him for advice. He was no longer the boy who cleaned floors. He was now a young businessman with hope and plans for the future. Daniel's life changed, not because of luck or money, but because he changed the way he thought. He stopped telling himself, "I can't," and started saying, "Let me try." He didn't become rich overnight, but he became stronger, smarter, and more confident. His new mindset gave him the power to create a new life. And it all started with one small thought. Maybe I can. Final thoughts and motivation. As we come to the end of this journey about mindset, let's take a moment to remember what we've learned. Your mindset is the way you think, believe, and see the world. It shapes your choices, your actions, and your future. We spoke about two types of mindsets: the rich mindset and the poor mindset. A rich mindset believes in growth, learning, and responsibility. It looks for solutions, not problems. It takes action and learns from failure. A poor mindset, on the other hand, is full of fear, doubt, and blame. It waits for luck, avoids risk, and believes that life cannot change. The big difference between the two is not money, it's belief. It's how people choose to think. You don't need to be born rich, go to a top school, or have a special talent to build a rich mindset. You just need to start. Start with small changes in the way you think. Ask yourself new questions. Read something that teaches you. Save a little money instead of spending it all. Talk to people who think big, and avoid people who always complain. When something goes wrong, instead of saying, "Why me?" say, "What can I learn from this?" These small choices will help you build a strong mindset over time, and that mindset will open new doors in your life. The truth is, money comes and goes. Jobs can change. Life can surprise you in many ways. But your mindset is something that stays with you always. If you have a rich mindset, you can start again, anytime, anywhere. You can turn a small idea into a business. You can learn new skills and improve your future. You can face problems with strength. That's why your mindset is more powerful than money. Money can help you for a short time, but a strong mindset helps you for your whole life. I want to encourage you today. Believe in your ability to grow. Even if you failed before, you can still rise. Even if you are in a hard place now, your story is not finished. You have the power to choose a new path, and that path starts with your thoughts. Every great change begins with a small decision. Choose to think differently. Choose to believe that you are capable. Choose to take control of your future. Your dreams are possible, but only if your mindset is ready. So as you move forward, remember, the richest people in the world are not only the ones with money, but the ones with belief, discipline, and courage. They think big, act small, and grow every day. You can be one of them. Your past doesn't define you. Your mindset does. Keep growing, keep believing, and never forget, your mindset creates your future. Before we finish this episode, I want to invite you to take action. Yes, you. Listening is important, but taking action is how you grow. So let's do something together right now. I will say a few short sentences, and I want you to repeat after me. Say the words out loud, even if it feels strange. Speaking helps your brain remember better. Ready? Let's go. I can change my life. My mindset is powerful. I learn and grow every day. I believe in myself. I take small steps toward my big goals. I am not afraid of mistakes. I create my future with my thoughts. Good job. If you said those words out loud, you just took a small but powerful step. These simple phrases are called affirmations. You can say them every day in the morning or before you go to bed. They help you train your mind to think in a positive and strong way. Even if you feel weak or unsure, saying these words daily can change how you feel and think. Now, here's another activity you can try. After this podcast, take out a notebook or open your phone and write down what you learned today. You don't have to write perfect English. Just write what you understood. Maybe something like, "A rich mindset means learning and growing." Or, "I can choose how I think." Writing will help you remember and understand better. If you don't like writing, you can speak out loud. Talk to yourself about today's topic. Yes, it's okay to talk to yourself. Say what you learned, what you liked, or what you want to change in your life. Also, I invite you to listen to this episode again. Yes, again. Repeating is one of the best ways to improve your English. The second time you listen, you will understand more. Maybe you missed some words the first time. That's okay. Listen again, and this time try to repeat some of the sentences I said. Pause the podcast. Repeat the words out loud. Then press play again. This will help you improve your listening, speaking, and confidence. And remember, you are part of a growing community here at We are here to help you learn English and also grow as a person. Every episode is made with care to help you speak better, think better, and live better. So don't just listen. Take action. Share this episode with a friend. Talk about it with someone. And come back again for more stories, more learning, and more growth. Thank you for being here today. You are doing great. Keep practicing, keep thinking big, and keep building your rich mindset. See you in the next episode.